What are some of the opportunities? This morning you spoke at a seminar on Poland and some of the business opportunities for U.S. companies. I was wondering if you could outline some of those opportunities.
I start my today's presentation with a sentence that I have a good information, a good message. And this good message is that Poland is quite developing those days, even during world economic crisis. So I think if there is room for expansion for some small, medium-sized companies from, let's say, Georgia, we are inviting them to come to Poland. I think Poland could be also treated as a stopover going to other European countries, east and west. So we are on a crossroads.
What are some of the sectors that are most developing most quickly in Poland?
Definitely, manufacturing is growing. We have some specialities. For instance, we are the biggest producer in Europe of so-called TV screens, and 80% of TV sold in EU is produced in Poland, for instance. So there is a quite strong manufacturing sector present.
Are there other U.S. companies using Poland as a base for R&D and other outsourcing efforts?
R&D, we have, for instance, Intel, well implemented since years. Recently, I think some 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Google comes to Poland with a research development center. Also, GE is quite present in that field. They have very big research and development center. But we have also those shares offices for sharing services, and this is very well performing sector.
What's kind of the secret of the economic growth of Poland even amid the global financial crisis? The GDP is projected, we heard, at 4.1% for next year. And I think a lot of Western countries would be very happy with that kind of growth. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on in the economy.
I think one of the important points is psychology. Psychology in terms that for Poles, word crisis, we have a little bit different understanding because we have a little bit different experience. Looking back to 80s, where there was nothing to buy and we had no money. That was for us a crisis. Today is a sort of turbulent, difficult time, but crisis is not a subject of common discussions. And I think that is an important point because internal consumption is growing and growing. So we didn't take it as a reality. Partially because beginning of last year we introduced quite important tax reductions, and that was also sort of stimulus.
So tax reductions?
Yeah, because people went to shops to spend money.
To encourage consumer spending.
The sort of stimulus a little bit different because not planned from central administration, you need new cars. No, that was dedicated, those decisions were dedicated to people. So that is fueling internal consumption, for instance. That's one of the important points.
What about the role of, Poland is in the European Union. What about the role in the EU, of the EU in Poland's growth?
The fact that we are in the Union is very, very important. Why? Because Union is a very large group of countries. It is 455 million consumers with very similar or same rules for trading goods, services, and Union is our main priority, main destination for our export, and that is safe, legal environment where quite easily companies from Poland can expand because the business legislation is quite similar.
Right.
So that is one point. Second, we are benefiting from Union the privilege to use European structural funds. And it is important in terms that those money are dedicated for investments in infrastructure, which we need. So it is fueling investments.
How should American companies tap into that, or are they able to?
I think American companies are welcome in Poland. Poles have a natural good feeling about our friends in US, which is not common in Europe.
Right.
So I think this is a first element. Second, I think, and we talk with Washington administration, but also with administration of states like Georgia, how we can promote this trade, especially from medium-sized enterprises and small enterprises. And we will organize next year some trade missions here to Georgia and other states also. But I think the most important element is to know each other and to see how, from perspective of individual operator, get portion of the market.